in a Grantinate College at AR College of Pharmacy and GH Patel Institute of Pharmacy, Vallabh Vidyanagar. Yes, sir has. Sir has developed his own website on which you can find a lot of things regarding pharmacology, and sir has shared a lot of educational videos on YouTube also, and sir is having national and international papers in his credit with the good impact factors. Sir has written 7 national and international books also. Sir has also got the grant from the several government bodies like Guj Coast, CSIR, uh, DST, NIMAT. Sir has also done some kind of research projects with the different funding agencies. Sir has also got the grant from AICT. Sir has cleared GPSC exam also for Assistant Director FSL, and sir is also appointed as a different as a guest lecturer or a judge at the different colleges for the different functions. So sir is having 13 years of rich experience. Sir is also having a recognized PhD supervisor or guide at GTU. So over to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining. You're most welcome, sir, for here for a Guchco sponsored seminar. Over
Thank
to
you.
you, Dr. Netan.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much, sir. First of all, I congratulate Dr. Devesh Kapoor, sir, for organizing such a wonderful online webinar on COVID-19 ongoing coronavirus research and vaccine development. I congratulate the team of the Dr. Dayaram Patel Pharmacy College. Today I am going to present my plenary lecture on vaccine development is a prime need to prevent the pandemic COVID-19 infection. Already Dr. Gopalji sir has covered the many points. So I am not taking the much time and start my lecture. As Gopal sir has said, what is the vaccine? So as we all know that a substance used to stimulate the production of the antibody and provide the immunity against one or several disease. A vaccine is prepared from the causative agents of a disease, its product or a synthetic substitute, as well as it treat to act as an antigen without inducing the disease. There are the several types of the vaccine as we know. In that, I'm not taking the, I'm not going into the detail of the types of the vaccine. I just give you this brief superficial idea. Inactivated vaccine examples are the polio vaccine, hepatitis A vaccine, rabies vaccine, attenuated vaccine. It is divided into the two types. First one is the viral and second is the bacterial. In the viral, measles vaccines, mumps vaccine, rubella vaccine, live attenuated influenza vaccine, etc. are under the categories of the viral vaccines. In the bacterial category, there are the BCG vaccine, oral polio vaccine, and the other typhoid vaccine are come under the category of the bacterial vaccine. Toxoid vaccine. There are the toxoid vaccines are the tetanus and the diphtheria vaccine. In subunit vaccine categories is the hepatitis B vaccine and the human papilloma virus vaccine. Conjugated vaccine is the influenza type B vaccine and heterotypes vaccine, which is the vaccine BCG vaccine made from the Mycobacterium bovis to protect against the human TB. It's arising into the animal, but it's given to the protection against the human TB. There are some vaccine which is not given to the human people, but it is useful for the experimental purpose, and that vaccine are DNA vaccine. As on 2015, DNA vaccine is still under experimental and it is not approved for the human use, because you know that when the DNA vaccine is given to the human, then it can combine with the DNA of the human and it produce the some clone. Then recombinant vector vaccine, that is the useful for the Ebola combat Ebola vaccine. And now the current scenario, as we know, the novel coronavirus that have the RNA vector, and that research is currently undergoing. So a number of RNA vaccine are under the development of the combat for the COVID-19 pandemic. Uh, Before starting my session, I am going to take the history of the coronavirus. So where it come from, and how it developed, and who developed this virus. So in 1965, scientists first identify a human coronavirus, and it caused, at that time it caused the common cold, not any kinds of the severe symptoms or diseases. But in 2002, it's arrived from the southern China, as COVID-19 come from the China. Same SARS means severe acute respiratory syndromes come from the southern China, and after from the China, it spread to the 28 other countries. And as we know that more than 8,000 people were infected by the July 2003 from the SARS, and almost nearly about the 774 people has died. In 2004, a small outbreak involved only 4 more cases. This virus mainly caused the fever, headache, respiratory problems, and cough, as well as it produced the shortness of the breath. After the 2002, after the 10 years waiting period, the new virus comes into the market, which is known as the MERS, which is also known as the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome virus. It's the cousin virus of the SARS. You can say it's the cousin virus of the SARS, because it's affect 2,500 people at that time who have the history travel from the Middle East countries. This virus is not spread too much, but it's a deadly virus, because out of 2,500 it killed the 858 people. In the same respiratory syndrome, it produced like as the SARS, but it can also cause the kidney failure. So these are the history of this coronavirus. When we are hearing the coronavirus, that time we just think about the novel coronavirus. But there are the so many kinds of the coronavirus. We'll see it. So key event into the 2009, how the coronavirus outbreaks. You can see into the picture. First, in 31st December 2019, WHO alert by the Chinese authority of the string the pneumonia case into the Wuhan. First 31st December, Wuhan suspected with the pneumonia disease. From where into the Wuhan? So scientists identify in the Wuhan seafood market, it's identify source of the pneumonia. Then in the 9th January 2020, first death from the novel coronavirus occur into the Wuhan. Then after 10th January 2020, the gene sequence of the novel coronavirus is established. After then, it's pandemic. That means in the 13th January 2020, it infect outside the China. First, it infect into the Thailand. After then, it's infect into the Japan. Then suddenly spike rise. That means it's affect 136 people into the Wuhan. Then it spread into the South Korea at the 20th January 2020. Then it infect into the Taiwan as well as into the United States. Then it infect Hong Kong, Macau, and Wuhan placed into the quarantine at the 22nd January 2020. At the 23rd January 2020, first infection occur into the Singapore and the Vietnam, and the other cities of the China comes into the quarantine periods. So it's come from the China. Key event into the India. So on 30 January, India reported its first case of the COVID-19 into the Kerala, which rose 3 cases by the 3rd February. All were students returning from the Wuhan. That means it's come from the China into the India. You can see into the picture where it is spreading. Apart from these, no significance rise transmission was observed into the February. February is the less infected period into the India. But on 4th March, 22 new cases were reported, including the 14 infected member of the Italian tourist group. So it's come from the outside of the India. In March, the transmission grew after several people with the travel history to affect the country and their contact test positive. On 12th March, first death observed into the India. The people is a 76-year-old male with a travel history of the Saudi Arabia become the first COVID-19 fatality of the India. It is essential. The topic is good on the vaccine development, current status of the vaccine development. We are going towards the current vaccine development status. So before going to the current vaccine development status, it is essential to know the structure of the coronavirus. So coronavirus belong to the subfamily Coronavirinae, the family of the Coronaviridin, and its order is the Nidovirales. There are the four genera of the coronavirus. There are the alpha coronavirus, beta coronavirus, gamma coronavirus, and the delta coronavirus. So here, structure of the coronavirus. It is a single strand positive RNA virus. Mutation rate of the RNA virus, as we know that the mutation rate into the RNA virus are the greater than the DNA virus, which suggests a more efficient adaptation process for the survival. That's why it is not easy to produce the vaccine against the RNA virus like as the AIDS. The genome's code for at least four main structural protein. There are the main four structural protein on which scientists are taking the research and trying to produce the vaccination. First one is the spike S protein. You can see into the picture. This one is the spike S protein. What is the role of the spike S protein? Critical for the binding of the host cell receptor to facilitate the entry of the host cell. Spike protein is essential for the virus to bind with the host cell. Next is the membrane M. What is the membrane M? Central organizer of the co-assembly, the membrane M here. This one is the membrane M. Then next is the envelope E. Interact with the M to form the viral envelope. And next is the nucleocapsid N protein here, in which the RNA genome is protected. Other accessory protein which aids the replicative process and facilitate the entry into the cell. So current scenario is that the scientists are producing the research on these all the four possible proteins and trying to develop the vaccine. Introduction about the coronavirus. There are the mainly seven types of the coronavirus. There are the mainly seven types. Not only the novel coronavirus producing the effect onto the human body, but there are the seven types of the coronavirus present nowadays. Out of these seven, only three are pandemic. Three are the pandemic. Other produce the mild respiratory disease. Here, the MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome coronavirus, which is the beta coronavirus, and their mortality rate is greater than 30%. So it is the danger than the SARS-CoV virus. When I am talking about the SARS-CoV, that time you have to recognize that it is the severe acute respiratory syndrome. But when I am talking about CoV2, that is the novel coronavirus. To indicate the novel coronavirus, which is the 2019 novel coronavirus. SARS-CoV-19 COVID virus is the beta coronavirus and their mortality rate is the 9%. And we are talking about the novel coronavirus, so we'll see it. Some targeted receptor for the coronavirus. It is essential to recognize the targeted receptor, because when we find the targeted receptor, we can produce the vaccine. Without knowing the targeted receptor, we are unable to produce the vaccine. So here, a different virus may utilize the different surface receptor for the binding. Here the human coronavirus NL63, SARS-CoV, and the new SARS-CoV-2, that is the novel coronavirus, all use the angiotensin converting angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptor for their binding site ACE2. You can you are very well known that what is the ACE2. Its main role is the maintaining of the blood pressure. Next is the HCO2 to 9E virus target the APN receptor, and the two common virus human KU1 and the OC430 bind with the O-ACCA receptor. These are the proteins where they are binding. So different virus have the different binding site, but the novel coronavirus and the SARS-CoV virus bind with the AC2 receptors. So here, what are the possibility to develop the vaccine, and what are the targeted molecules for the current research? The targeted coronavirus vaccine can be inactivate coronavirus by these possible mechanisms. First is the live attenuated coronavirus vaccine. Next is the S protein based corona vaccine. Next is the vector based vaccine, DNA vaccine, and the combination vaccine against the coronavirus. These are the possibilities through which we can find out the vaccine for the coronavirus. Live attenuated coronavirus vaccine first we'll discuss. To date, live attenuated vaccines for the SARS-CoV have not been evaluated. It's come into the 2002, but till date there is no vaccine for the SARS-CoV. That means severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus vaccine. Till date there is the no availability. In present, live attenuated vaccine targeting respiratory virus, including the influenza virus and adenovirus, have been approved for the human use. You can see into the picture. This one is the flu virus, and its molecule is the hemagglutinin. Uh, Day by day, yearly, it mutate. Here you can find, you can see that it's a lollipop like the structure, but it can convert into the bulb like the structure after the years. That is the difficult to produce the vaccine against this kind of the RNA virus. These are the difficulty when you are finding the vaccine. It change their structure. So a scientist on mainly thinking on that kinds of the possibility. So how can we produce the best vaccine out of this? So next is the attenuated vaccine. Attenuated vaccine, that means first is the DNA vaccine. DNA vaccine, that means scientists has find out the complementary DNA encoding of the coronavirus genera. Advantage of this vaccine. What are the advantage of the attenuated vaccine or complementary DNA vaccine? It's easy to produce, simple, stable, safe, and easy to produce, and it is the cost effective vaccine inducing neutralize the antibody, human monoclonal antibody, as well as cytotoxic T cell lymphocyte response. But what are the disadvantages? It interact with the human genes. That means host genomic interaction is the high. That are the possibilities. That's why this vaccine is banned into the 2015. Next is the SM and gene based vaccine. Scientists find out the mRNA vaccine, mRNA 1273. We'll discuss this vaccine in the detail in the next slide. And BNT162 encoding vaccine. These all vaccine is produced from the S protein, which is the spike protein. Advantage of this vaccine are avoid the risk of host genomic interaction. It's not produce the any kinds of the host genomic interaction. But as we know that what are the disadvantage of the RNA kinds of the vaccine? Unprotected naked mRNA alone is not very stable. It is not very stable, so it can degrade into the human body. Required high efficiency carrier to stabilize and pack the mRNA into the injectable form. It's required the adjuvant. Next is subunit vaccine. Subunit vaccine, that means what? Not to use the whole DNA or RNA, but use the some kinds of the protein, like as the spike protein is the targeting, membrane protein is the target, and the nucleoprotein is the target through which viral can attach and assemble and infuse into the human cell. So advantage of the subunit vaccines are high safety profile, less side effect, efficient, it's T cell and B cell mediated immunity. That means T cell mediated, that means what? Cell mediated immunity, and B cell, that means what? Humoral immunity. T cell, that means there are the four kinds of the T cell, as you know: cytotoxic T cell, memory T cell, suppressor T cell, and the helper T cell. And as we know, B cell mediated IgG, IgM, these are the B cell humoral immunity. So it activates the both kind of the immunity, but there are the several disadvantage against the subunit vaccine. Required appropriate adjuvant. So what is the meaning of the adjuvant? May be added to a vaccine to boost the immune response to produce more antibodies and long lasting immunity. It is the cost effectiveness may vary from different place to different place and different researcher to different researcher. Lower immunogenicity, that's why we need the adjuvant against these kinds of the vaccine. Next is the inactivated virus vaccine. As Gopal sir has said that the vaccine candidate inactivated or whole killed virus. That means that advantage is the rapid development. This kind of the vaccine can develop rapidly, efficient in inducing the immunity and protect against the virus infection, efficiently neutralize the inducing of the antibody, as well as can be formulated with the different adjuvant. But there are the several disadvantages with the inactivated or whole killed virus vaccine, that are that it produces the hypersensitivity reaction. It can lead the severe hypersensitivity reaction into the human host. That's why I think some of the participants has raised the question, sir, when the vaccines comes into the market and what are the possibility for that research. So I'm clearing your doubt that in the traditional way there are the several phases. First is the preclinical study, then the phase 1 study into the healthy human, phase 2 study, phase 3 study, then phase 4 and the licensure. So these are the tedious process, and it will take nearly about the 12 to 18 years comes molecules into the market. But when such kinds of the pandemic diseases arise into the world, that times the governing agency or approval bodies concise the different phases. That means it concise the phase 1, phase 2, and it's shortening the period for that study. Will here that is the pandemic study diagram, and this one is the traditional paradigm for the development of the vaccine. So in next slide, traditional vaccine development progress from preclinical to clinical phase and then to vaccine licensure and production at the scale take nearly about 16 to 18 years. Here it take from 6 in the research there are the 5,000 to 10,000 molecules into the screening base. Then into the preclinical it's come nearly about 250 molecules. Into the only 5 molecules enter into the clinical phase, and only one molecules approved by the FDA. So it is the long process into the normal phases, and nearly about 800 nearly about $800 million can expend to research about the one single molecule. So it is the too much lengthy process, as well as the money are more. But when the pandemic situation is arise, that time compressing and overlapping the stages, as well as accelerating the transitional between the clinical phases, powering the efficiency study to yield the result in a shorter time frame, and pursuing the large scale manufacture of the vaccine before the regulatory approval when the situation is arise into the pandemic. So here current vaccine development mechanism against the SARS-CoV-2, that means novel coronavirus, scientists where they are working. SARS-CoV-2 S protein, the most likely target for the development of the virus attachment inhibitors, neutralizing antibody, and for the vaccine development. The S protein mediated viral entry into the host cell. This one is the S protein. They have the two types of the subunits, S1 subunit and S2 subunits. S1, first we'll discuss the S1 subunit. So what is the S1 subunit? First binding to the host receptor through the receptor binding domain in the S subunit. This S subunit has the receptor binding domain through which virus bind with the host cell receptor. Then what is the S2 subunit? Here fusing the viral and host membrane through the S2 subunit. After binding with the S1 subunit, virus can fuse into the host cell by using the S2 subunit. As we know that SARS-CoV and SARS-CoV-2 virus use the angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptor as their binding site. So scientists mainly research on this first approach. Scientists identify the receptor binding domain fragment into the SARS-CoV-2 that is based on the S protein. So develop recombinant receptor binding domain from the SARS-CoV-2 S protein. Scientists develop the recombinant receptor binding protein that bound strongly to human AC2 receptor as well as the bat AC2 receptors. So what will happen? When recombinant receptor binding domain protein bind with their respective receptor, it block the entry of SARS-CoV-2 and SARS-CoV in their respective human angiotensin converting enzyme to expressing cell. So virus cannot enter into the human cell after the binding of the recombinant receptor binding domain protein, which is developed into the laboratory. So it's proved their viral attachment inhibitory activity against the SARS-CoV-2 as well as the SARS-CoV infection. Second approach, as we know that SARS come into the 2002. So we have the sufficient data for the SARS-CoV. So existing SARS-CoV research binding domain specific polyclonal antibody produce cross reaction with the SARS-CoV novel coronavirus 2 receptor binding domain protein. Here understand SARS-CoV is the differ and the SARS-CoV-2 is the differ. SARS-CoV-2 is the novel coronavirus 2019, and when we are talking about the SARS-CoV, that is the severe acute respiratory syndromes. We have the sufficient data for the SARS-CoV receptor binding domain from that specific polyclonal antibody produce cross reaction with the SARS-CoV-2 receptor binding protein. So what will happen? It inhibits the SARS-CoV-2 entry into the human angiotensin converting enzyme 2 expressing cell. So what will happen? Scientists find out the result that SARS-CoV receptor binding domain specific polyclonal antibody could cross neutralize the SARS-CoV-2 pseudovirus infection. So based on this data, it is suggested that potential possibility to develop SARS-CoV receptor binding domain based vaccine for the prevention of infection by the SARS-CoV-2 and SARS-CoV. So here, how virus can enter into the our body and what are the mechanism of the action? On that mechanism of action, scientists are working to develop the vaccine. Here, this one is the SARS-CoV-19 virus. This one is the spike protein. This one is the human host, and this one is the angiotensin converting enzyme to receptor domain. So SARS virus, by using the, as I said that it's used the spike protein S1 and S2 with the binding of the ACE2 receptors. It's bind with the ACE2 receptor. So what will happen? After binding, virus enter into the human cell. Then what will happen? Inside the cell, the virus can replicate, result in the release of many more fully formed SARS-CoV-2 virus, and after the replication, it affect the lungs. First, it affect the lungs, and it produce the symptoms like the coughing, shortness of the breathing, etc. So this one is the mechanism of the entry of the SARS-CoV-2 virus into the human host. So through this pathway, it enter into the our body. So scientists identify this mechanism and they are working on that to develop the vaccine. Anyway, if we block this entry, means when if we block this spike protein to bind with the ACE2, then this virus cannot enter into the human cell. So what scientists are doing? Using the first approach. What is the first approach? Strategy 1. Here. Here this one is the SARS-CoV-2 fully formed virus, and this one is the ACE2 human host receptor, and this one is the free spike protein which are into the freely float when it can bind to the uh, receptor. So what will happen when the spike protein bind to the angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptor? That time it inhibits the entry of the SARS-CoV-2 virus into the human cell. Here, in addition, the presence of non-harmful spike protein, this one is the non-harmful spike protein in the bloodstream, may stimulate an immune response. It also stimulates the immune response against the viral protein to generate the immunity to future viral infection, and this approach acts as a vaccination, but what are the side effects? When we block this channel, it is essential for the survival of the human, and I said that it maintains the blood pressure, and it's regulate the kidney function and the heart function as well as the respiratory function. When we block this channel, then what will happen? Blocking a functional channel could result in adverse side effects. It produces so many kinds of the side effects. So this one is the strategy first. Scientists are working on that strategy. In the strategy second, what is the strategy second? These are the antibody. As sir said, Gopal sir said that the infected patient plasma therapy produce the antibody against the virus. So when we find out the antibody against the ACE2 receptor, when these kinds of the antibody, why we are using the plasma therapy? Because when these kinds of the antibody block the ACE2 receptor, so what will happen? There is the no site availability for the binding of the novel coronavirus SARS-CoV-2. So we can prevent the entry of this virus into the human cell. So what will happen? But similarly, strategy 1, blocking a functional channel could result in adverse side effects. So it produces the adverse side effect. Same strategy. So scientists working on the strategy 3. What is the strategy 3? Scientists produce ACE2 extracellular domain. Scientists work on this domain, not on this virus. They work onto the binding domain, and they produce the mutant domain who have the higher affinity for the SARS-CoV-2 novel coronavirus. So it bind with the spike protein binding site of the virus. So it can block here. You can see into the picture, it blocks the binding domain of the virus, so virus cannot bind towards the human receptors. So this one is the approach. Currently research is going on that approach, or on that strategy. There is the third strategy is available, fourth strategy available. In fourth strategy, nanobody against the binding region of the spike protein is developed. Nanobody, current research is, you can heard that nanoparticle, nano drug development, drug delivery system. Currently situation is working on the nanobody. So nanobody against the binding region of the spike protein. When nanobody bind with the spike protein, that what will happen? It blocks the functional channel where through which they bind with the ACE2 receptor. It can block. So human nanobody bound to the spike protein prevent the virus from the attach to the cell, and it also trigger and neutralize the immune response. So strategy 4, in addition, the DNA sequence of the nanobody are applicable to diagnostic development, triggering immune response, and with the help of more collaborators, many more creative solutions we can find. Uh, Here, that there is the interesting things is come in these slides. In 2005 and in 2006, the identification and development of the novel corona vaccine and medicine to the SARS was a priority for the government in 2005 and 2006. There is the vaccination is the priority against the SARS and public health agency around the world at that time. But what will happen as of 2020, there is no cure to protection against the vaccine proven to be safe and effective against SARS. Since when we are working 2005 and 2006 against the SARS and novel coronavirus comes into the 2019, so what we expect you can identify. So what will happen? Here you can find all of the people adapt the Indian culture. Namaste, not to do the handshake. Understand? So that this one is the current situation. You just take the distancing, maintain the distancing, not to do the handshake, and protect yourself till the vaccines comes into the market. So, vaccine against the MERS. MERS is the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. It is the more fatal than the SARS, but data is available on the research of the MERS. There is also no proven vaccine against the MERS, but existing SARS research may provide a useful template development of the vaccine against the MERS because SARS come into the 2002 and MERS comes into the 2012. So we have the sufficient data to develop the vaccine against the MERS based on the SARS. So as of March 2020, MERS come into the 2012. So in based on this data, there was one DNA based MERS vaccine which complete the phase 1 study into the clinical trial onto the human, which comes into the 2012. So what we expect you can identify. Three other into the process, two adenovirus vector and the one based on onto the MVA vector. So what are the status? What are the current status? What WHO said in February 2020? The World Health Organization said it did not expect a vaccine against severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, the causative virus, to become available in less than 18 months. It's come into the I think into the March 2019. So we are expecting the vaccine after the 18 months, approximately June to September 2020. So till that we there is the waiting period. So this person is disappointed. You know very well who is he. So ongoing research for the potential COVID-19 vaccine as on September 2020, there are the lots of company want to take the advantage. Oh, this is the pandemic disease, so I can earn more when if I discover the vaccine. So there were 321 molecule vaccine candidate into the development phase. These fold 2.5 fold increase since April when they find out that it is spread into the world and it's affect the large number of the population. So 2.5 fold increase into the April. So in September, what are the current status of the vaccine development in September currently? Some 39 vaccine candidate were in the clinical research, 33 into the phase 1 trial, phase 1 2 trial, it is the concise phase, and 6 vaccine into the phase 2 and phase 3 clinical trial, in which inactivated vaccine, mRNA 1273 vaccine, Coronavac vaccine, AZD 1222 vaccine, which is also known as the Covishield because it's have the role of the India to develop of this vaccine Covishield. Only two vaccine status in which the Indian role is the main. Next is the AD5 novel corona vaccine, BNT 162 vaccine. I just give you the brief introduction of these 6 vaccine, not go for these 39 vaccine. So in first, inactivated vaccine, no named is announced till date. Sinopharm and the Wuhan Institute are working on this vaccine under the Chinese Academic of the Science. This vaccine completed their phase 1, phase 2 clinical trial study on the current phase 1 and phase 2 trial is published into the JAMA, which is the well-reputed journal of American Medical Association, which is the well-reputed journal. And the currently this vaccine producing the phase 3 trial is underway into the Peru, Morocco, and the United States Emirates. These different countries, because sir said that we have to involve the different genetical species of the human for the vaccine development. In mRNA 1273 vaccine, complementary DNA is produced by this company, and currently Moderna company is developing these kinds of the vaccine. It's completed their phase 1 clinical trial onto the 105 healthy people, as well as phase 2 trial also has completed onto the 600 people with the dosing of the 25 microgram, 100 microgram, 250 microgram, and it gives the very good result. That's why this drug goes into the phase 3 clinical trial, and into the phase 3 clinical trial they have included the 30,000 participants. They have published their phase 1 data into the New England Journal of the Medicine. It is the high impacted first number of the journal into the pharma field, 74 impact factor. All the pharma faculty has the dreams to publish the data into the New England Journal of the Medicine. Also, this company has published their preclinical data into the New England Journal of the Medicine. It is available online, so you can access that data. This current status of these drugs molecules phase 3 trial of the vaccine is underway, which is being funded by the operational warp speed. CoronaVac sponsored Sinovac vaccine. It's you heard about this vaccine into the news. This vaccine is the so much popular. This development on this vaccine is the too much popular. Current there are the so many debates are going on to the news. This vaccine also completed their phase 1 and 2 clinical study. Phase 1 clinical study onto the 143 participant, and phase 2 study including the 600 participants. These this also data is published into the med archives. It is not the journal, but it is the well reputed data source. The company has published their data into the med archives. Currently Sinovac into the phase 3 trial into the collaboration with the Institute of the Butantan into the Brazil, and they have included the 9,000 participants in their study. AZD, here the role of the Indian study. Oxford Vaccine Group at the University of Oxford are developing this vaccine, but in India the candidate is being jointly developed by the Serum Institute of the India and the AstraZeneca. That's why the name from AZD 1222 convert into the co-seals. Here the role of these molecules also completed their phase 1 and phase 2 study. Phase 1 and phase 2 study completed onto the 1090 people, and it's under the phase 3 trials. 30,000 participants is involved in this study. In this study. Here already Gopal sir has discussed this AD5 novel corona. It's also development by the China's CanSino Biology. It's also published their data into the Nature. Nature journal is the also the well-reputed journal. Its impact factor is the 54. It is the highly reputed journal. It not publish the any kinds of the fake data. So these are the well-reputed research currently into the phase 3 study. I have also taken the one of the Indian drug which is under the phase 2 clinical trial, which is developed by the Zydus Cadila, is researching on the Zyco-D, a plasmid DNA vaccine candidate of COVID-19 that target the viral entry membrane protein of the virus spike protein. Phase 1 and phase 2 study, they have included the 1000 healthy volunteer in this study, and they have successfully completed the phase 1 study. Now the molecules under the phase 2 trial. Till date there is the no any molecules completed the phase 3 study. So these are the references from which I have taken the my materials. Thanks. Any question, then the session is open for the question and answering.
So anybody is having participants, anybody is having any questions, so they can ask. Diksha, Reena, are you having any questions? You can ask, please.
Virus is natural or human made?
Pardon?
So virus is natural or human made?
I'm not getting your voice clearly, so please.
Diksha, your voice is not coming clearly. Just
The virus is natural or human made?
It's under the debatable issue because it is the mutant virus. As I said, it's first identified into the 1965. After then, it mutant and it produced the SARS in 2002. Then 2012, it produced the MERS, and currently it's converted into the COVID-19. And maybe in coming future, after the 10 years, it also mutant and produce the other kinds of the diseases. So it is the debatable issue. It's mutant or it's man-made.
yes. Anybody else? Mamta, Reena, anybody else would like to ask something from sir?
So it is possible to change the structure of virus.
Pardon?
So it is possible to change the structure of virus.
Virus already changing their structure. So we can only target their binding site where they are binding. That's why scientist is working on the receptor where the all virus are binding. Because if we inhibit the binding site, then if it change the structure, we can prevent the entry of the virus.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else would like to ask something?
Chaitali ma'am, any doubt?
No, sir. Completely, sir, satisfied. Sir,
Okay.
I'm going to thank on behalf of Dr. Dayaram Patel Pharmacy College. Sir, you have presented a very nice talk with the detailed concept all about the coronavirus and the development of the vaccines. And I want to say more. The thing is, sir, we are truly appreciating your efforts in uplifting our profession. And I want to make our student aware that sir is actively involved in presenting the various videos and literatures and all the things regarding pharmacy, pharmaceutical science, and your subject pharmacology. So I want to tell our student to take more benefits from your literature and all the videos. And I once again highly thankful to you for presenting such a very nice talk. Thank you very much, sir.
On behalf of your organizing committee, I just want to say that Dr. Devas Kapoor is the good friend of mine, and thanks to Deves sir giving me the opportunity to present this lecture, as well as I am thankful to Ruchi madam, in charge principal of your college, Chaitali madam, for giving me such a nice opportunity and interacting with the such a beautiful faces.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you so much for your valuable time, and sir. Yeah.
Shall I
Thank you,
leave, sir?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir. Sure.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
thanks,
Thank you
sir.
so much. You can leave, sir. Thank you. Thanks for your